Hey, how's it going, everybody? So check this out. We've got a beautiful Friday afternoon, blue skies, the sun's out. It's a great day to get out in nature, get out in the garden, get things done. So while I'm working out here, I started to do a bit of cooking. See, we've got a solar cooker going here. This is the all-season solar cooker. We've made several videos on this cooker in the past when we do our off-grid cookouts. Today, I'm doing a simple recipe, just beans and rice. The rice is about done. It's been in the sun now for about 2 hours. Usually it takes about 2.5 hours total time. But I'm gonna open up the lid now and put in a can of beans. The beans are already pre-cooked. It doesn't take that long. So just some black beans in the can. You know the best part about cooking outside? There's hardly any cleanup. You don't got to worry about making a mess. Now the bowls and the pot inside are extremely hot after being in the sun for a couple hours, so it's important that you protect yourself. You can smell that rice cooking. Look at that. Throw those beans in there. And I'll give it about another 20 minutes or so. Kind of position this cooker again so that it's getting full sun exposure. So it has a sun sight here that you dial in. What you want to do is get it so that there's no shadow being cast by the dowel pin. So we're perfectly aligned with the sun. I only rotated this once during the cooking time. And the cool thing about a solar cooker is it doesn't need to be hot outside. There could actually be snow on the ground. As long as you got sunshine, it's like a magnifying glass. As long as you got sun, you can still burn those leaves on the ground. The solar cooker will cook with sun even though it's cold outside. If you want to learn more about this cooker, then check out the links below. I'll drop a link to Amazon where I purchased this cooker. They did upgrade this design a little bit. I guess they made it a little bit larger, so that would be cool. But for under $100, great value. We've been using this for several years. You can start harnessing the power of the sun, start cooking outside, keep the heat out of the kitchen. I also dropped some links to some of the other off-grid cookouts we've done in our backyard utilizing the cooker, our rocket stove. Some other updates. Show you our hugel tunnel here. The cattle panels reaching across the hugel culture. We got a bunch of new faba beans sprouting up. These ones here are starting to go to flower, creating little pods. The rattlesnake beans are starting to climb. On the back side, you can see some of the Armenian cucumbers. Take away some of this comfrey here. We got some Armenian cucumbers getting ready to start climbing the trellis. Here we've got a mugwort. I'll constantly be pruning this year, allowing some of the prunings to dry out, saving those. Like to make an incense out of this plant. Here's another look at some of those rattlesnake beans, and then we got calabash gourd taking off. And hey, if you've been following along, check out that little black cherry tomato here that was eaten to a stem by some of the insects out here. They didn't actually gnaw through the actual stem here, so it sprung back nicely. On this side of the trellis, we got some of the kabocha squash popping up. Over here we got some peas, some loofah gourd, another tomato plant. But things are coming along nicely over here. Show you over here where I scattered a bunch of the Egyptian spinach seeds. I've now removed the row cover, and we got a bunch of little Egyptian spinach popping up, along with some other weeds that were in our compost. You can see some purslane there. There's some amaranth. Also grown in here, some lamb's quarters. But there's several little Egyptian spinach plants growing as well. I'm now getting ready to transplant these longevity spinach plants that I grew from cuttings. You can see starting to root right out the bottom. That's when you know it's ready to go. In the corn patch, all the corn is popping up for the most part. All the seeds germinated. I'm going to prune out the weakest of the two plants in each spot. That's good news. Those seeds were, I think, at least a couple years old. Corn's doing good. We get a bit of late afternoon shade in this spot. That hasn't been an issue in the past growing here. But what I might do is actually prune some of the tops of this mulberry here, just to let a little bit more sunshine in. But we've grown corn in this plot before, same situation, we had good success. Over here you see our eggplants, tomatoes, zucchini, lots of little beets popping up in between. We got beans starting to come up around the tomato trellises. This little plot's doing good. I just recently reset the pond. Pond's looking good, fish are happy. Been harvesting artichokes a few times now. We can continually harvest. Every single day there's new artichokes ready to go. Several here that we could harvest today. Artichokes are very high in antioxidants. A lot of folks don't know that. Just a wonderful crop to grow and consume, especially in times like these, when we should all be trying to boost our immune system. Still waiting for some of the fruit to ripen up here. And check out the jujube tree, just towering. Let this thing get so large this year. There's another one over here. And look at this. Look at the moon back there. Let's see. It's beautiful blue sky. Anyways, just wanted to check in and just say hello. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're able to spend some time out in your garden today. Ooh, look at the peaches. Peaches galore. I love how these branches are swooping over the pathway here and resting on top of the ceanothus for added support. Still getting oranges off this Valencia. And we're getting our next crop developing here. The white pomegranate tree, loaded with blooms. And over here, the wonderful variety, starting to push out some flowers now. Boy, are these pomegranates looking great. And again, look at how these plants are just going right over the pathway. Eventually they'll all be going overhead, just creating this wonderful coverage as I walk through the food forest. And here we go, we're gonna dip under this Santa Rosa plum tree here. Peter's honey figs coming on. Check out this white peach over here. We are going to be in peach heaven this year. And the grapevines. I mean, counted over 100 bunches out here the other day. So these flame seedless grapes, table grape, pushing out a lot of beautiful growth. Man, these guys grow fast. And of course the apium tree. It's holding up nicely with these heavy fruit sets. Asian pear tree. Really experiencing a lot of new growth this year. This tree is going on 11 feet tall now. We're going to let this guy get quite tall. See little apples starting to form. Pluots. Yeah, baby. Got some horseradish down there. Loquats. Ashitaba, aloe vera, society garlic, and a backdrop, some calla lily. Check out the gomi berries. Gonna have a nice harvest of these delicious fruits real soon. So that's what's going on around here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take that beans and rice. Oh wait, check out the goji berries. Thousands of berries. We'll probably be able to keep half the harvest after the birds have their feast, including the chickens there who love the low-hanging gojis. Just recently did a reset on the chicken coop. We're still getting some eggs. Need to come harvest those. Check out the goji flowers. All these little berries all over. Oh man, I can't wait for my gojis. Oh, here's a little bee. Thank you, Mr. Bee. All right, beans and rice time. Nice. So total cook time, 2.5 hours. I'm going to put on some of this 21 seasoning salute. All sorts of spices in here. Just perfectly cooked rice. So for anyone wondering, did 2 cups of rice to 1 cup of water. Over time, I've learned to use less water in my rice cooking as the steam's not escaping like in a traditional cooker. Pot's already cooled down enough to put on my lap. Did you guys see that? Hummingbird just whizzed by my head, is now sitting on the tomato cage there. I'm a simple man. I like beans and rice. I'm a simple man, really.